such a great solo, isn't it? We're gonna have a real close look at this, so hopefully it'll help you to put it together and eventually blow through it at the proper speed. So here we go, pick up to the solo. 1, 2. So triplets, right? 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 ba. There's a triplet on the pickup, but there's one of the notes is a rest, so you're only playing 2 of them. Makes it a little trickier to start, but you'll get it. Ba 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 ba. I'll play it again for you. 1, 2. Now the second riff. Pick up at the end of bar 4 into bar 5. 3/16 notes there is the triplet on the downbeat, and then the upbeat is the 8th note. 1, 2, 3. Might help you to accent the first, the down beat of each of those. Just to differentiate, so you get that rhythm happening strong on the first beat. 1, 2, 3. This solo was written by a tenor sax player, Chuck Rio. And when it's directly transposed to be played on an alto, you're playing a set of notes that is more difficult to play rhythmically than it was, or than it is for the tenor. So that whole thing, that could be a bit of a nightmare for the alto at a fast tempo. You can practice it slowly and build it up, every day, and eventually get it. I have a workaround. It's not perfect, but it's something that might stop you from pulling your hair out. And on alto, I would do it like this. Use your side D. The high, normally when you're playing a high octave D, that D. Now you're using that in the middle register, which is not 100% legitimate to do, because you never play a middle D using your high D. But when you do that in the middle octave, you're not getting a really good note from it. But because we're moving so fast, you're going to get a similar kind of sound with a fast movement that'll get you through that part. The second half of the solo, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8 bars. Of course, there's that forked F key that is a valid F key, but if you're gonna go for a long sustained high F, I would advise against that fingering and do all your palm keys and this one. So your side palm key high F. Why? Because it's more in tune. The fork tends to be flatter. You'll get it nicer in tune F by doing this side fingering, okay? the next note is that high E, and now you're going to trill it to that. So now you're playing a high E and you're trilling it back to using that high F key. So if you use that forked high F, you couldn't trill that lower E. So that's another reason why you can't use that forked F fingering. And then the E with the trill on it, you're just hitting that high E and trilling it with that high F key, which is your lower palm key there, and you're going to be hitting that with this finger here, right? And what you're doing is you're going to be trilling a C natural, right? You wouldn't do it like that because you can't do it that fast. It's clumsy, so what you're going to do is finger your high B note and then trill using this one here, the C, this C. So it's your middle side key down here, okay? And then he hits the high F again after the trill, and then ending all that ending that with the D. So we're bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. End of bar 11 of the solo there, right? Hitting that D, and I've got that fall off sign, and I always do a nice backward glissando coming down, which is a drop, a fall off. It's just all the notes, just a chromatic scale thing. I have some lessons on how to play some of these embellishments, and the glissando is included, so you might want to check those out at another time. It would make this video too long if I got into all that. Next part, after the high part here. From the high D, it leads into the into that 11, 12, 13, 14, 13th bar, which is going to be another bar of triplets, right? Let's look at that bar 13. So it's play the D that's tied over from the previous bar. So once you get that ba da 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 bum 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 bum, right? Triplets again, quarter note triplets, 3 over 2 beats. Ba 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 ba. Now that's easy enough, but if you want to do exactly what the guy did in the original solo, you have to add the flutter tongue, which is a technique he uses not only in the solo but also in the melody that you heard in the beginning of the melody, right? So flutter tongue is simply rolling your R's, and again that's another lesson, but some people have trouble rolling their R's. I guess it depends on what part of the world you're from or what languages you speak, but it is hard for some people to roll their tongue. So if you can roll your tongue, you could do this technique. I think he kind of fades off the rolling there. It's not necessary to pull off the solo. Obviously, you can play the notes, but if you want it to sound like that original, you should be doing that rolling your tongue technique there. Second last bar of the solo, right? It's after all the triplets. Picks up into. So that's it for the solo.